So, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel here from the GeekSpeakNation channel, and today we got a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ news to cover. So, of course, the trailers have come out for Goku, Ultra Instinct, and also Kefla being added to the game as DLC characters. But here's the thing. Arc System Works, they normally show about maybe 30 seconds of footage. You normally do get a longer trailer when it's a season reveal. So I'm not expecting much to dissect from it, but I will be, looking at it, reacting to the gameplay, all that jazz. Of course, I know who the characters are. The data mines, let alone everyone's been posting the characters in the thumbnail, so it's no surprise to me. However, there's also more interesting news with Season 3 that I feel like needs to be discussed as well, with the UI changes and also the changes to the assist system. These are some pretty big changes that I think are really going to make a difference in how people play Dragon Ball FighterZ, and also whether or not I continue playing the game, which I really haven't all too much. Broly, DBS Broly brought me back for a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, so I think the changes that are coming are going to be pretty awesome. But before we get into all that, let's just watch this footage and see what we can dissect from this new trailer. Let's get it. 12. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Okay, so here's the data mined finisher that they saw. Oh, do they have Android 17 in it? Because that'd be dope. Oh man, Arxis. Oh, that is so sick. The third season begins. That's awesome. They're really flexing how many Gokus they have in the game. Yes, we know. Ultra Instinct Awakens. Oh man. Okay, so they added his dodging as a mechanic. He's gonna have a lot of counters, kind of like Jiren, but hopefully they're actually useful. Oh my god. That is awesome. Coming this spring, though. Okay. Okay, so it's 5 characters, not 6. Kalen, Kefla, Kefla. I forget the combination. Oh, Khalifa, thank you. Now, people have been dying to have these two in the game. Okay, so that's the auto combo. A lot of good ki blast to keep the stun going. Ooh. Ooh. Was that her level 1? Is that a new level? Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. February 28th. So she's gonna be the first character coming. Okay. That's a curve. Alright. It's interesting. So it still looks like they're gonna have a bit of distance in between their DLC characters. Cause let's see here. Cause they're dropping February 28th. Okay. But looking back at this footage though. So yeah, like I was saying before, we do have the data mine dramatic finish that they had for Jiren. And so they're recreating the finale to Dragon Ball Super, which is dope. Very dope. And then let's see here. That just looks so good. Ultra Instinct Goku does look great. I know. I'm with everyone else. We definitely have too many versions of Goku in this game, but this is definitely a worthwhile addition because he's definitely going to play differently than any of the other Gokus. And just yeet the speed. And man, this guy is a counter-heavy character. That is for sure. And I think that's probably going to be his intro, which is totally awesome. But yeah, but a lot of people were thinking that Goku was actually Ultra Instinct Goku was going to be one of the first ones. They're going to drop him kind of like how they did with Videl and Jiren. And they're going to drop at the same time, but I guess not. So that's kind of the biggest surprise to me. And Kefla does look great. I'm personally not that big of a fan of Kefla. I understand what the community is really big on her. She doesn't really appeal to me that much, but it is an interesting choice that she's going to be the first one dropping. And it kind of does make sense that she should be the first one, because she's actually, I'd say, probably more requested than Ultra Instinct Goku is, or at least from what I've seen. And then her combat just looks great. Her specials, great screen control. It'll be interesting because I think this is going to be her level 3. That's looking like a level 3 to me. Look like a level 1 or a level 2 possibly. I'm not too sure. But all of her skills look really great. Overall, the characters look great. I would be more excited if they were dropping both of the characters at the same time, but they only got 5 characters, and I guess they're just really trying to spread them out as much as possible. So springtime, we'll be seeing Ultra Instinct Goku, but until then, we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer. So, moving into the other news related to Season 3, they are talking some serious changes for the season. And I know the biggest one that's been getting everybody's attention is definitely that every single character is now going to have 3 assists. This is definitely going to change up a lot of the meta. I know everyone who's ever played Dragon Ball FighterZ found themselves in the situation of you want to have this character on your team, but their assist is absolute garbage, and just by having a bad assist can really ruin your pressure in this game, and offense is so important. And for so many people who have beam assists, you're just sitting there wondering, like, why can't we use their, or have beams in their attack, like their skill list? You're just sitting there like, why can't we use their beam attack as a assist? And it's so frustrating because it's kind of a staple of, you know, like the Marvel vs. Capcom sorts of games where you're just like, let me pick my assist and properly format my team. And so this change is really, really important. And to me, it adds more freedom to character team lineups, and it really is going to change the meta so much. I think people are really underestimating that. I think this is definitely one of the biggest changes you're going to see since, you know, since Sparking on Guard, or that, you know, Dragon Rush is able to get a knockdown for any character. It opens up so many more possibilities for team composition and things like that. Also on top of that, we have like little UI changes as well to the way the screen's designed. One thing that's interesting is that if you look at a character's like key bar, you'll see that there's a little notch in between, like right in the middle of it, and it makes me wonder, like, why is that little notch there to indicate that you're halfway through a bar? It makes me wonder if we're gonna have a new way to be able to spend some of our meter. Personally, I'm hoping for push blocking. That'd be great. More than likely not. They don't care about defense in this game, but it seems like they're hinting at something possibly. And also on top of that, fuzzies are seeming to be nerfed slash taken out of the game completely, which is absolutely fantastic, because as someone who loves DBS Broly, fuzzies are no bueno, because you're just free. You're just free. You're just a free match when it comes to someone like a Kid Buu or a GT Goku. But regardless, I do think those changes are really, really massive. However, I think the change that is the biggest, that is kind of going a little under the radar, is that they're considering not having the 1 patch a year anymore. When Season 2 started, they said they're only going to do 1 balance patch. That's it. That's all you get. And then they released that balance patch along with GT Goku, and then GT Goku reigned supreme for the rest of the entire season all the way up until now. And it's been horrible. It's been so frustrating having to deal with certain metas, having to deal with fuzzies, you know, GT Goku, and so many things that could be easily nipped in the bud if they would just release a small balance patch. But they're choosing not to. And so they said that, you know, they monitored the response, and they saw that fans weren't happy with only having 1 balance patch a year. And so they're trying to decide between whether or not they want to do smaller ones throughout the year, or 1 big one that addresses a lot of things. But to me, when it comes to the modern fighting day landscape, that's a really big bet to put on 1 patch that it's going to solve a majority of issues that people already have or will have in the future. And to me, that's just way too big of a bet to put in on how quickly things can change. And I'm not saying that at the sign of a hat that, you know, a character seems really, really strong, that you should nerf them. No, that's not necessarily the case. The point of fighting games is to be able to get the advantage over your opponent, and having strong characters is a big component of that. However, in the case of GT Goku, he literally breaks all of the rules that they had set with, you know, nerfing Bardock, where they're like, you should be able to get that many supers in a row, and if you can, the damage should be scaled, like how they did with Super Saiyan Goku. So all these changes and patches that they made to other characters to say, no, this is how we want the game to be played, this is what we find unacceptable, this is what makes the game cheap, or this is what makes the character way too strong to the point where others can't contend. GT Goku breaks all that rules, all of those rules, and because of that, he got to reign supreme. And for players like myself who are trying to casually just find their way into the game and just try to find a niche, or just try to find a rhythm into which they can enjoy the game, stuff like that is just really frustrating. And to me, that is something that would get players like myself back into the game, knowing that, hey, they're paying more attention to the game. Because to me, it felt like they just didn't care during Season 2 when it came to balancing and all that stuff. And to have more patches throughout the year would make a massive difference in how things are performed throughout the rest of the season, and just to people's overall enjoyment of the game. And I feel like a really big aspect of that that's also going to contribute with it is having more assists, giving me more freedom in my team composition, and making more teammates viable when they are sitting there on the back end and my other point man or point character is going at it. So I think this is going to be some really big changes. I'm looking forward to the patch the most, and seeing how this really changes up the meta of the game and the team compositions. Kefla, I'm not too hype about, but like I said, I completely understand why the rest of the community is very excited, and I think it was probably a smart decision for them to put Kefla first, because she is one of the most fan-requested characters, and then save Ultra Instinct Goku for just a little bit later, just because it gives people a little bit more incentive to keep playing the game, and it gives people a little bit more incentive to kind of buy that season pass as well. Because, you know, at the end of the day, what are they doing this for? But regardless, guys, I think this is a good step forward for Dragon Ball FighterZ in the future. And I think this is the kind of mix-up that they really need, this kind of big refresh that they need moving into Season 3. I mean, the World Finals are happening right now for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and moving into EVO, it'd be incredible to see new compositions and new players come up, because so many more options are available for people. And to see that, oh, well, you don't main GT Goku, you might as well step out of the game, and that no longer being the case. Because, you know, when we watch the EU scene, and when we watch the, you know, the France and Paris, you know, competitors, they had some really unique and incredible, you know, team compositions. But at the end of the day, you can only get but so far with those. Then you still have to rely on crutches like Kid Buu or GT Goku. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about the Season 3 update and this trailer. Are you excited for this new big chapter in Dragon Ball FighterZ, or are you kind of iffy, or you're like, hey, I've already been playing the game, I don't care, this doesn't really make a difference to me? Let me know in the comment sections down below what you are and are not excited for, and what do you think the other three characters, these other three mystery characters, might be for Season 3. I have absolutely no clue, but I would love some Master Roshi. That'd be fantastic. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification down below. Set it to all so you can always receive a notification whenever I do post a video. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Daniel, and don't forget to get geeky.